again, everything remains green for an on-time launch, 7:24 a.m. Eastern Time from Space Launch Complex 40. We're now at T-minus 4 minutes and 9 seconds until liftoff. Everything continues to be go for launch. The large structure there on your screen is the strong back. As we heard the call out that we are preparing to retract that strong back. Once open, once those clamp arms have opened, as they are now, that is able to retract fully. As Falcon 9 lifts off, the hydraulic arms will actually pull that strong back even further away in order to clear the way for ascent.
15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go GPS, go Falcon.
Vehicles reaching downrange.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
During ascent, those M1D engines will actually swivel and help steer Falcon 9, a maneuver known as gimbaling.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Approaching max Q now.
Max Q.
So at this point in time, we've now passed through that moment of maximum aerodynamic pressure. As I was saying, the M1D engines will gimbal, or basically maneuver a little bit by a couple of degrees, so that the rocket autonomously tilts those engines just a little bit, a few degrees, and that gimbaling allows the vehicle to perform a gravity turn, which is when we go vertical
engine chill has started,
as well as horizontal. So we heard the call out, MVAC chill has begun. That is the second stage preparing that MVAC engine for ignition.
Nico.
Stage separation.
MVAC ignition.
All right, and there we heard all the call outs, and you can see there on your screen, we have confirmation of successful main engine cutoff, stage separation.
Both
and
vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
Second engine start 1, and there we just heard that everything is looking nominal for both the first and second stages. The view on the left is really interesting because you can see both the first stage, which is at the bottom, or excuse me, on the top, and then the second stage, which has ignited its engine there at the bottom. So the first stage is still coasting upward. It has not yet reached its apogee. It will, once it does, it will then come back down to Earth and begin its journey to our drone ship, A Shortfall of Gravitas. Up next is fairing separation, which we see there, our first view of the GPS 3.6 payload. The view on the left-hand side of your screen is the first stage, and the second stage on the right-hand side of your screen. Now those fairings that we saw separate, another cool view there on the left-hand side of your screen.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
We will attempt to recover those fairing halves. They are flying for the first time today, and we'll attempt to retrieve them using our recovery vessel, Doug. We're now at T plus 4 minutes and 17 seconds into today's mission, currently in the first of 2 planned MVAC burns for satellite deployment. So we're expecting that entry burn to begin in just under 10 seconds.
Stage 1 FTSC.
Everything looking nominal with the second stage.
Stage 1, entry burn startup.
All right, we heard the call out, and now we can see it on the screen that that entry burn has begun. This will last for about 30 seconds. Beautiful view of planet Earth in the backdrop there of the second stage views on the right-hand side of your screen.
Stage 1, entry burn shut down.
All right, that entry burn has concluded. The vehicle will continue to autonomously steer itself back to the drone ship.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
The first stage will continue to steer itself back down to Earth. As I mentioned before, we'll be attempting to land on our drone ship, A Shortfall of Gravitas. In about 10 seconds, we will be coming up on SECO 1, our second engine cutoff, and we will attempt to land on our drone ship, A Shortfall of Gravitas. That drone ship is parked a
Stage 1 landing burn.
couple hundred miles off the coast of Florida in the Atlantic Ocean.
SECO.
There we just heard the call out for a second engine cutoff. Let's see if we stick the landing with the first stage.
Landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
All right, there we heard the call out that we have that stage 1 landing confirmed.
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
Weather is looking great all around off the coast of Florida there. Beautiful view of that first stage landing. Now the mission isn't over just yet. The second stage is embarking on its first coast phase, which will last about 54 minutes. After the coast,
Nominal parking orbit.
and there we just heard the call out that we have a good orbit there for its second stage. So after this coast, we will light that MVAC engine for a second time, shortly around the T+1 hour and 3 minute
And
mark.
acquisition signal, Newfoundland.
We'll have live views of that second MVAC burn. So until then, sit back and enjoy some Space Jam.